settle down. Settle down, children. Settle down. I'm Mr. Scalzi. Some of you here at the Lucas Interspecies School for Troubled Youth know me as the 9th grade composition teacher and also the yearbook advisor. But in light of Mr. Saborn's situation, I've been promoted to assistant acting principal. As you know, Mr. Saborn recently contracted a Borosian worm infestation, which required an emergency surgery and a reproductive tract fumigation. He wants me to let you know he holds no ill will against those of you who put those worm eggs into his coffee. And he hopes that when he returns, we can put this all behind us and start fresh. He'll be back in a few days, or whenever it is that his testicles deflate to manageable size. Probably shouldn't have told you that. Anyway, let's continue with the morning school announcement. So, okay. First, it's June 7th, which means it's the 150th day of the year. Notable events that occurred on this date include the siege of Jerusalem in 1099 and the landing of Greg Wheaton, first man on Ganymede, in 2089, who was of course met by the first Snarg on Ganymede, who landed 6 hours before he did and ate him. This reminds me, the Snarg Cultural Club is having its annual astronaut jerky fundraiser. It says here, it's not really made from astronauts, but only NASA can tell. So there's that. The jerky comes in plain, honey mustard, and teriyaki flavors, the latter in honor of Hiro Takada, who was briefly the second man on Ganymede. All this talk of astronaut jerky is making me hungry. So I'm happy to say, here's today's lunch menu from the lunchroom supervisor, Ms. Di Costanzo. For the human children, it's taco day, and with a side of rice and a strawberry cupcake. For the obligate carnivore students, Ms. Di Costanzo says there's a mix and match plate of various rodent species, including gerbils, squirrels, and voles, and a nice blood pudding on the side. Now, as you all know, school rules no longer allow you to chase your food after some of you got a little excited last week and decided to run down Mrs. Di Costanzo as a pack. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mr. and your friends. It just wasn't appropriate behavior, and I think that you know that. Just because you're an obligate carnivore does not mean you can eat anyone you want. Okay, that's just not cool. So, let's try to remember that, okay? Oh, and for the geovores, by request, you're getting the nacho cheese gravel. So, that's good. Okay. I have a note here from Mrs. Lewis, who is the 11th grade physics teacher. Quote, will whichever student or students who put that cat into the physics lab phase shifter, please tell me which frequency you used so we can get it out. The cat keeps manifesting during classes, and its meowing is becoming really distracting. Also, the last 3 times it was vibrating when it manifested, and I think we all know what that means. No disciplinary action is being sought. We just want to bring that poor animal back into phase before it explodes. On a coincidental note, our 10th grade art teacher, Mr. Peralta, reminds us that his beloved pet, Mr. Jaspers, has gone missing. So keep an eye out for that lovable scamp, because as you know, Mr. Jaspers is the subject of the art final this year, and without him, Mr. Peralta can't turn in your grades. Okay, also on a serious note, Mr. Corbett, the director of this year's student musical, My Fair Lady, tells me he's been getting some angry messages from some of your parents about the casting of a Luxurbian student of ours as Eliza. Some of these messages have been quite mean. They've been saying that our Eliza is neither fair or a lady. And I just want to clear up a couple of things about that. First, fair is in the eye of the beholder, okay? Second of all, thanks to the Luxurbian hormonal cycle, by the time the play actually happens, she will be a lady. So let's stop all this mean-spirited chatter. Let's just stop it and tell your parents that here at Lucas, we want everyone to be able to reach for the stars, even those of our students who don't have arms. Mr. Savage, our audio-visual director, wants me to remind you that all this next week, you will be watching videos pertaining to your changing bodies and your changing lives. So, because these videos are species-specific, you will be pulled out of your third period classes to watch videos with others of your kind. So, tomorrow's videos, here they are. The Tuvish students, you will see So You Think You're Becoming a Pupa, a beginner's guide. Dwangish students, you'll see Why is Snarty Jones Erupting? Human students, you'll see How astroherpes ruined prom night. And finally, the astroherpian students will see Human Genitals, Nature's Smorgasbord. I really think we're sending some mixed messages. Finally, as you all know, graduation is not that far away for the class of 2210. And on a personal note, I want to say, I remember when you seniors arrived, young, timid, some of you still in larval form, and you were all wondering just how you were going to fit into this school that had so many intelligent races in it. And just look at you now. You've all done so well. And I just think that you're going to do really well, not only in your college lives, but with, in your lives beyond that as well. Except for the Hinardian students, who I'm told in this note here, will, after graduation, be bused to the downtown stadium to begin the mating challenges that will leave 9 out of 10 of you dead, with the remaining 10% feasting on your entrail-strewn corpses to bulk up for the egg-laying season. So, good luck with that, Hinardian students. For the rest of the senior class, hopefully we'll see you at future homecomings. Remember, next year's homecoming game has the Lucas Fighting Ewoks going up against the Wheaton High Browncoats. They finally got over that eating incident. So you don't want to miss that one. So there you are, you're dismissed, and have fun in class today. Thank you.